Good evening and welcome to Chasing News. I'm Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist.
And I'm Jeanette Hoffman, a Republican strategist.
Bill Spady is off tonight. We're having a very special Chasing News. President Trump's delivering his first State of the Union. The president's taken a sober tone tonight and really focused on uniting the nation and delivering a different tone than we've heard from the president.
Tonight, I call upon all of us to set aside our differences, to seek out common ground, and to summon the unity we need to deliver for the people. This is really the key. These are the people we were elected to serve.
Joining us tonight to help us with some of the analysis is Frank Luna, Chief of Staff to Congressman Tom MacArthur.
Frank, what did you think? You've seen a lot of these speeches. You've worked for governors and members of Congress. I thought it was a very positive, optimistic speech, but I'd love to hear your take on it.
Hey guys, I think it was a positive, uplifting speech, and I think now it is up to these politicians in Washington to get to work on the priorities the American people care about. It's enough with the finger pointing, and it's time for them to make things happen.
Frank, take a listen to what the president just said about infrastructure reinvestment.
Together, we can reclaim our great building heritage. We will build gleaming new roads, bridges, highways, railways, and waterways all across our land. And we will do it with American heart, American hands, and American grit.
Frank, so the president's got a big plan about building roads and infrastructure in our country and leveraging $1.5 trillion, but what does that really mean for states?
What it means for states is a lot more money coming in to help fix the roads and bridges that need attention. And again, it's an area where most Americans and most members of Congress agree, and they need to figure out a way to make this stuff happen. And from my perspective, everything's great in a speech, but now roll up your sleeves and get it done for the American people.
When the president talks about leveraging this money, though, we don't really have a lot of details in terms of whether this is going to be leveraging state money, whether it's going to be leveraging private sector money, or if this is going to be a $1.5 trillion appropriation out of the Congress, which I'm not sure we have the money to spend. There's a plan without a lot of details right now, don't you think?
I think that's a lot of times what these speeches are. You know, they're a guideline and they're a priority list, and then it's up to the administration to work with Congress to get these things done. And what I think you heard the president do tonight was outline an approach, outline ideas that he has, and now he has to govern.
Frank, let's take a look and hear what the president had to say about immigration.
Over the next few weeks, the House and Senate will be voting on an immigration reform package. We presented Congress with a detailed proposal that should be supported by both parties as a fair compromise.
So the president in his speech called for 4 pillars of immigration reform. The first is providing a legal pathway to citizenship for the DACA recipients, or the Dreamers. The second pillar is building that wall on our southern border. The third pillar is ending the visa lottery for immigration. And the final pillar is ending the process of chain migration. Do we think this is something that both sides of the aisle can agree on? There's been a lot of resistance for Democrats on the issue of building the wall on the southern border. Is it one or the other? Is it DACA or the Dreamers or the wall?
Jeanette, I don't think it has to be. And this is, again, an area where Democrats and Republicans agree a whole lot more than they disagree. And, I used to work in a bar, and there were some people that I may not have liked personally. But at the end of the day, we needed to deliver the drinks and the food. And it's that simple here. The Congress and the president and the Democrats and Republicans need to come together and get this stuff done. And it is so much easier. And the president has outlined some great positions on this. And it's a lot of agreement between Democrats and Republicans. Now they just need to let politics get out of the way and get it done.
Frank, I agree with you. And this Democrat would say, I think that was a welcome tone in the speech. I'd like to see the president show some leadership on this and be able to work across the aisle to get some agreement on this. I think tonight's tone, it was a very conciliatory tone, makes a lot of sense. Was there anything tonight, though, that you were surprised by in this speech?
The level of optimism that the president showed and the folks that he had sitting up in the balcony were exciting and really made me proud to be an American in a lot of ways. And, you know, I find it funny that the Democrats couldn't even stand up and applaud some of the numbers on the economy, and they couldn't stand up and applaud standing up for the national anthem. I mean, this just shows how out of touch so many of the limousine liberals in Washington, D.C. are. And, you know, I'm looking forward to an election year where Republicans can outline those differences.
Well, I was glad to see that the president took a victory lap on the economy, because I do think that has been the highlight of his first year in office. And more Americans are going to see more money in their paycheck. He highlighted that. He highlighted the low unemployment rate. So I think it was a positive speech. I think we're going to try and get some bipartisan work done here. Thank you so much, Frank, for coming.
Yeah, you bet, guys. Thank you.